Hello, here we go again with another Osaka League game played on 2 handicap this time, where black won by a comfortable margin of 19 points and a half. Let's see what happened. So white is playing a Hoshi, and usually when giving handicap, white should consider moves like 3-4 or 5-3 in order to confuse black right away. Playing Hoshi, it's quite simple because the Josekis are much more simple when playing Hoshi than Komoku or Takamoku or Moku Hasushi or even Sansan. So black goes for a Komoku, that's fine. White approached the corner. Here black played a very simple move to keep the corner, but of course black can also consider a pincer like C13 to make things more complicated. And the idea with C13 would be to develop fast both on the top and the left side. So we can have this kind of Joseki. White can go for this variation with a K-mat E13 because white has the ladder that goes towards the lower right corner. So in this case, black will just develop left and top, while white will settle the group in the corner in center, then play a large point attacking one of the corners, bottom or right side. So this Joseki can happen. Black can also consider the two space high pincer, and that leads to other interesting and complicated Josekis. One of the most common Josekis here is to play Ogema, then black will attach and cut like this. Black should always seek a way to separate white stones in this variation. Now the old school Joseki is to play Han in the corner, push along, then simply hang in connection to protect the corner, in which case black extends either like this or even one line further. So this variation comes to an end. Now the modern style Joseki, it's to push and capture the top stone, in which case black will end up with a wall on the outside. So white grabs the corner, but black has a lot of outside influence that radiates power towards the top right. So white is happy to scoop out the corner like this. This is a model Joseki inspired by AlphaGo. But black decided to play the classic attach and keep the corner, which is actually good because in a two handicap game, black is not, he doesn't really have to play too active. It's good enough to keep the corners and keep it safe and simple throughout the whole game, especially in the Fuseki. So like this, black is not losing the advantage of the two handicap early on. Now black extends, white extends. Oh, this is possible, and it's probably played because of the two handicap. Normally, white should just finish the Joseki. So playing here, white is trying to develop faster. Maybe white expected black just to fall back to f3, which is quite normal, then extends back to d10. But even if this happens, the situation is okay for black, because later on the left side, there is Agi to invade at b12 and also the invasion point at c8. So black doesn't have to worry so much about white's moe on the left side. And at this stage, black is actually centered, so black can play r6 or the Sansan invasion. There are still open spaces on the board to fight for. Now, black actually wants to play with fighting spirit and take away white's extension, so playing the pincer makes sense. Now, for example, if white simply goes Sansan, this will happen, the basic Joseki, and then black extends again. Now the three stones on the left side, they are just heavy and they need to jump out, because there is no more room to extend for a base towards c11 direction, so white is forced to jump into the middle. So this would be a good result for black. That's why white play with fighting spirit, the extension, which also serves as a counter pincer. Now white could play the jump first in order to put pressure and separate black stones. So black needs to defend the corner first, and after that go for the counter pincer. This way black is a little bit thin, so c8 must jump out. Or just play b4 in the corner, and if white covers, then black can use the attach to connect under. But at least white plays with more fighting spirit if he jumps out and then pincers. Playing the pincer right away, black found a pretty good move, this attach on top, and this actually weakens the c6 move even more, or the c6 stone. So black can also play f3 actually, but it's very good to play d6 actually, in fact. So white jumps in the corner. Locally, white can play the wedge and then simply leave in the corner like this. This is actually a Joseki, and black needs to play another move to protect against the nose Tetsuji. Now, if black stands to the middle of the side at k4, white will immediately use the nose Tetsuji at f5 to ruin the shape here. So when black connects down, white can cut or simply jump. If black connects up, white will go down threatening the cut. Black needs to wedge and connect to create cutting points, but white's shape is quite resilient, so white is happy to damage the moyo like this and makes the wall feel a bit useless for black. So white could use the wedge at d5 and leave right away, but this way white is actually going to discard the c6 stone in order to leave in the corner. This is a key point, very good. Now white pushes out and black nobi. Now here, instead of nobi, black can play f3 because that's the direction for white to continue in the corner. For example, if black just plays away, let's say r14, for white is natural to play a move like f3. Therefore, black can play it to block white's way out. Now, if black plays the bomb at e3, black will simply go up. Then white will hane and probably also atari, in which case black connects or takes a stone. And the corner, it's actually here, black needs to connect. The corner, it's alive, but still kind of painful. White needs another move like this. Otherwise, if black captures this stone, white needs to play again, to leave in the corner hane and hanging connection. If white ignores one more time, there is hane, connect, and the group is dead, because this forms the L group. What a terrible draw. So, back to the original game. Playing simply nobi here feels a little bit softer. So white pushed again, black hane. Hane works, not a problem, but here white can hane under, push again, and like this white fixes the corner in center, then grabs the big point on the right side. But white decided to hane under and pull back. Now here white actually got gote, so the corner is alive, but black doesn't have to do anything in this area anymore, so black can play a big point like r6 or o3. I would play r6, it's more interesting to attack from the right side, seems more open, because there is more space between these two corners than between f3 and q4. So the gap is bigger on the right side, therefore the right side is more interesting to fight for black. So black went down. Probably going down here, black hoped that white will block, but white is already alive, so white can play away. It's big to play o3, it's big to play r14. Anyway, f2 descent is quite a big point too, because next black can stress the corner with the monkey jump. White is alive, but in the end these are only 3 points. Or well, when atari, after all the neutral points are filled, white must probably play one more move inside. But the thing is, this is a 3 or 4 points life instead of 10 points life. Earlier, if white, okay, let's say hane it's okay and atari also, but if white just hane under and pushes again, this corner will build at least 10 points around here, not 3 or 4. And it's also center, so that's a big difference. Now white got the big point on the right. Black defends calm. Here black can actually pincer, because the top, anyway the top is quite nice for black by having f17 there. So f17 has some power to develop or expand towards the right, and even if white plays a double approach or something in the top, white is not going to build too much because he's already blocked by f17. But on the right side, black has nice potential to develop this area. And on the left, the power of f17 and o17, they collide pretty much, so it's not too much expansion for white in the top, because it's going to hit black's influence. o17 is not a bad move though, but it's good to consider a pincer in the future and switch direction. So when double approach, this Joseki will end up center for black, and then black can continue developing the lower right. So all of a sudden, even if black doesn't gain anything in the top right corner, all that power transfers in territory on the right side. So it's a good switch of direction. So black defends, white extends back and goes for a nice moe on the right. Now naturally black has to attack from the bottom. That's a very good move. White played a tight one space high pincer, which is a move to prevent the moyo forming on the bottom side. So if white simply protects, black might go peep like AlphaGo, slide, and then extend back to L4. So now black is going to have a nice moyo in this area, but white still keeps the moyo on the right side. So in this case, white wanted to prevent that. Therefore, black jumps out. If black gets into the corner directly, white will block, push, push again, and connect. This is a classic Joseki where white gets a lot of outside thickness. So it's a very good idea for black to split. Now white jumps, and usually here, black slides or jumps in the corner. Now if black slides, white can block the corner, then black needs to slide again. White can play a Kosumitsuke here, and then think about the idea of entry and so on. But right now, it's proper to defend the right side. Then black will add another move. And in this case, white has to do something with his M4 stones. They feel pretty much floating. They need some help. So the easy way to settle here is slide and slide. Then let this M4 find a way to go out. If jump, just jump in between. If kept from this direction, you separate, and then you may kill this stone on a larger scale and build a lot on the bottom. The Sun invasion is also an option. So white will push through, black Hane. Now white can cover Atari and play away, do something about his M4, or white will separate all the way, in which case black connects, and here white will push under. Now black will play R5 and Kosumi, then white goes for the outside. So this is a trade. Black is going to discard the two stones or just leave them in the center hanging for later Aji and take the corner for a change. And white is actually happy to go for the outside. That was his original reason to play M4. Another variation here is to play the Nobi, then black will first the peep in Sente, then the Nobi, go down, defend the corner, then white needs another move to connect his stones. But later on, black can escape here. So black can consider Sun evasion or slide and fix the group right away. Now a counter pincer would be interesting to be played high, but yeah, here white has a Kosumitsuke, then jump out, then protect the corner or jump again, and if black goes inside, white protects the corner. The fight can be a little more dangerous for black. So okay, counter pincer low, white comes out, black connects under. Black can still slide. If white separates here, black goes into the corner. But okay, this is a safe way to play. Then descent, very good, and white needs to cover. So somehow white achieved his goal to reduce the bottom because he managed to make use of his M4 and connect this line. So the moyo still looks very good on the right side, but now at least black is Sente and he can attempt to invade the right side. This is a large point, but now it's time for a Tsuke here or an invasion right away at R12. So black took the large point and white is reducing. White should actually expand his moy on the right side by playing a jump. Simply jump out and increase the right. It's much tougher for black to invade the right. Now black can only go in the corner, but this is a Gote reducing, then white can increase the box again. So with this shoulder hit, this shows more fighting spirit, but in a way it's also an overplay because black may separate and damage the right for a change. Here in the top, white can think about the invasion. So let's see how the fight developed. Black comes out. Usually black should block this way, or simply play the attach and Nobi. So like this, the stone in the top, it's separated from the right side, and playing attach and nobi, there is more impact on the stones on the right. So when white tries to save his stone in the top, black will cut. If white fixes the shape on the right side, black will jump, and then the stone in the top gets weaker. Anyway, the idea is the same. With this move, black is trying to keep the top separated from the right side, then invade the right side eventually to compensate. So not a bad idea. White, very brave, invades the Sansan. But now I should continue with Hane, connect, and then slide. Playing the push, it's not so amazing here. Black played extremely calm. Black can actually play the bump. Then on Hane, block, connect, connect. White will go down, black descends, but now white has to live in the corner. And black already compensates by attacking the top stone, but there's also an invasion on the right coming up soon. Anyway, black plays very solid, keeps things calm. This bump is strange. White should still Hane, connect, and then just Kosumi, because p17 it's a neutral point. Nobody wants to play here, nor black or white. So black just blocks, and now white lived in center, which means, oops, white can play other moves on the board. So the bump, black goes down, puts more pressure on white. This is very good. White leaves, and black looks for compensation. So here, in order to compensate, it's better to invade on the third line, because from r12 it's easy to slide next to r10. If white cuts here, black goes out. If white plays this one, black can Hane on the first line, but take away a liberty, not Hane in the other direction like it happened in the game, because the corner leaves anyway. And on this Atari connect, and when white plays here, black can cover, and then Atari, and catch some stones. So playing on the third line, if white plays, for example, other moves than r10, like jump again in the center to reduce the moyo and increase his own moyo, black will slide next and push and so on. So there's a follow-up from r12. But playing q12, there's not so much to do. I mean, the only follow-up here is to play attach and pull back, in which case black still doesn't damage so much on the right side. So white cut. Then he's trying to use the edge of that stone, taking away liberties. But the Hane, it's better in the other direction, so the two stones lose a few liberties, and then when white connects, or tries to connect, black can still cut here, or push and cover. Now there's Atari and take, so white needs to protect, and then try to catch the two stones in the top. So this Hane, white will just block and it's fine. And like this, white has an extra liberty for his S14 group. Okay, white connects. Well, there is still some RG in this area. For example, black can cut this way. If white captures one stone, black will Atari, go down, and catch the other two. Now, if white resists by connecting, then black can extend. And there is still a problem with liberties, because when white tries to block this group, black already has like 5 liberties, and now cover, and white has only 4. For white, sorry, it's impossible to block this way because of the Atari, cut, and catch here. So black jumps to capture the top in order to keep safe. I mean to save the group on the right side and get some territory in the top, which is good. This move, it's a little bit loose, lots of cutting points left still. So locally, white should play a bit more tight, like a Kosumi or a Keima. But maybe with this move, white is also trying to use the edge of the two stones in the top. So this can still make black worry about his shape, but black didn't. This jump is actually good. One space jump would be safer, but 2 space jump to increase the box bigger makes sense. Now for black it's interesting to invade the left side, then go down and connect under, because now this will put white's group on the run. So black goes for the box here. The problem is when black jumps like this, white can Kosumi, then Hane, and black has to Nobi. Because if Hane, Atari, Atari, and separate this K6 in the middle, so this means if black plays a 1 space jump, then there is no problem here. So that would be safer. Now white played a move to reduce from the left and also reinforce his group, which is fine. That's why earlier black could go inside here. either like this or go down to connect one way or the other. So white played Keima, then attach. Yeah, this Keima, it's also threatening to escape from c6 Atari, but that's not such a big deal in fact. Let's suppose black still invades here. So if white comes out, black will just sacrifice a stone and then connect under or push and cut. Because in the end it's just one stone to sacrifice on the left side, not such a big deal. So here black is pushing from behind and then cuts. That's a good idea. Why should just no be? Leaving the cut was too dangerous. And now white got punished here. Push and capture. But here black can capture with more pressure in a snapback, because when white captures here, black takes back. And the thing is, if black goes f11, white needs to nobi. So this way black will capture in center. If white doesn't react and plays away, then black can catch another stone here, or play Atari from the outside, which forces white to defend this way. Or maybe think about an invasion also. So it's actually kind of centered to block like this. White has to nobi. This way white doesn't have to do anything, and he's got time to defend the stones on the right. He should actually play something in the middle that's proper. Now this is a tanky move. Black will just connect. And black play with fighting spirit here too, because the cut is not a problem. Very good, yeah. Black has the option to defend with a connection underneath. In this case, black should cut Atari and push through. And when white plays here, white needs to take back the stone, but black jumps out. So black got some stones. I mean, it's a trade. Take 2 stones for giving 1. This way, the corner is big, but actually white is still in trouble in the center. So he needs to connect his stones here. Now black can just hane and cut those guys. Let's see what happened. Ah, jump along. Also good. Trying to catch even more. Actually, the follow-up would be Keima here in order to separate on this line. So separate the guys from the right, from the left to the guys from the right. So also, it's good enough to play the hane. Then if white plays here, just catch 3 stones, and then white still needs to protect in the middle. Overall, this looks like a very promising game for black. So the monkey jump, this can reduce a few points in the corner, in center. Then this attach here, because it activates the cuts on the right side. Also a big point. So white is actually in trouble everywhere. In the end, white will have this territory on the right side, which is like 20-25 points. A few points here, about 10 points here, and 6-7 points in the corner. So 10, 20, 45. Black got this big bottom side and the huge top side. So black is already slightly ahead and very comfortable position, and also attacking white's weak groups in the middle. This went very well for black. So black managed to damage the right side, and now all those stones in the center are floating. Here it was a little bit dangerous though. This is white chance to come back, but it seems he didn't kill. Yeah, so that's a problem. In fact, if white plays the key point here, taking away the eyes, black needs to play this move, then push. Now if black plays here, push again. There is only one eye. Sorry, this is one eye like that, and this is one eye. So black could actually collapse here, and now to get some compensation, black should push and push again, give everything on the right side, and catch the big center. But this feels, well, probably black still wins the game, but it feels like a big minus to give all those stones and catch a few extra stones, when earlier black could take those stones anyway. Dangerous invasion. So let's see. Let's back up a little bit here. What went wrong? Uh, the peep looks a little bit strange, actually. The shape point here is to play Kosumitsuke, then another Kosumitsuke, then use the cut Kema at the waist. This keeps black stones more connected. If white plays here, black connects, if push, go up, so everything is connected. Playing the peep from this direction looks heavy, and anyway, black doesn't actually have to play any peep, just attach and fight like that. So peep, then another peep, a jump, push, and jump inside. Now on this move, black should actually play the one space jump, trying to connect under. So when white pushes like this, black can block. If white goes up, black connects. When turn, just go down and give up only 2 stones, not the entire thing. And if white resists or cuts here, black can cover, then white needs to Atari, Atari from behind, Atari again, then connect. So everything is connected by sacrificing 1 stone and use the squeeze play. This way it got more dangerous. Slide is good. And actually here after slide, when white bumps like this, black should go Nobi to get into the corner. So when white plays here, black can block. When Hane, black will block again. On this Atari connect, white needs to protect, Atari under. This will sacrifice a bunch of stones in the center, but black lives in the corner, so black actually takes away all this territory on the right side. Besides, black can still push here, threatening to save those guys in the middle. So this variation is still available to push, and this will separate the guys on the left and now leave on the right side. So in the end, the sacrifice is much smaller. Just give up a few stones, but scoop out the territory on the right and also target the other guys in the center. Things got complicated here for no reason really, but black survived. And now white still can't really compensate. This is safe. Another good catch for black in the middle to take those 2 stones in a net. Okay. And oh, the Atari is too much. When black plays Atari, white can capture first, and there's nothing to do in the corner. So black should connect first, and then white plays another move in the corner. Ah, this was actually fine. So we got back to the same situation where black connects, white plays here, and now the only thing different is that black played Atari, white took. So this Atari can be kept in reserve as a cut threat. Here black can actually block this way, but then white has the Atari from the other side. And also black can leave the position like this. Play this move, Atari, expand the middle. When white pushes here, take the stone, then white connects under, and the monkey jump is still available in the corner. So black is just playing safe because he's way ahead. Tuck. This Hane still works. If white plays here, Atari, connect, and connect. And the stones are captured. So black doesn't need to go h3. Because if white plays the wedge and Atari, white is still in trouble. He needs to connect, but then black covers and kills everything. So black could actually profit on the bottom and take a few more stones. And again, also here, black can play the wedge and then cover. Because if Atari from behind and connect. So let's see the actual game. Black is playing extremely safe and solid because he knows he's ahead by quite a lot. And now only small moves left, both for white and black. So this was actually a pretty convincing win by black. There was this critical moment in the middle where black could die with everything on the right but still compensate killing some stones in the center for a change, but once black got all the territory in the top, it's just too large. So well done on this one. Thanks for watching and enjoy the review.